speak Yuandapos, sitting across from her at a small table, coffee going lukewarm between you, and she laughs at something you said. Not the polite kind, the real kind, the kind where her shoulders drop and her whole face opens up. Her knee is turned toward yours under the table. She hasn't checked her phone once in 20 minutes, and some quiet part of you is asking the same question it always asks in moments like this. Does she actually like me? Or am I reading into this? Is this just how she is with everyone? Am I about to embarrass myself? Wait, Hirandapos, the part almost nobody tells you. Attraction rarely announces itself with words first. It leaks out through the body, long before Shiandapos has even consciously decided how she feels about you. Yuandapos, we're not imagining things. Yuandapos, we're just not trained to see what Ndapos, already right in front of you. This is Nandapos, about becoming a mind reader. Itandapos, not about tricking anyone or gaming some system. By the end of this, Yuandapos will know exactly which signs mean something real, and why your brain has been talking you out of trusting what your eyes already noticed. Latandapos, get into it. Most guys believe attraction shows up as something obvious, flirting, compliments, someone telling you directly how they feel. But the real truth is that attraction shows up in the body first, in the nervous system, long before it ever reaches conscious thought or spoken words. Her body starts responding to you before her mind has even caught up. The tandapos, not a metaphor. The tandapos, how human connection actually works. When someone feels safe and drawn to you, their physiology shifts in small, involuntary ways. The space between you closes, the voice softens, the eyes linger a half-second longer than they need to. Think about that. None of that is something Shiandapos, deciding to do. Itandapos, something her body is doing for her. And once you understand this, you stop needing her to say it out loud, because Yuandapos already know how to read it. Hirandapos, where it shows up first. Hirandapos is the part no one talks about. The eye contact that lingers a beat too long. Most guys think eye contact means someone is just being polite, or being a normal attentive conversational partner. So they miss it completely. But Hirandapos, what nobody explains, polite eye contact and interested eye contact have a different rhythm entirely. Polite eye contact glances and moves on. Interested eye contact holds, breaks away almost shyly, and then comes back to check if you and Apos were still looking too. Picture two versions of the same moment. In one, she asks you a question, glances at you while you answer, then looks around the room, checking her phone, scanning the crowd. In the other, she asks you a question and her eyes stay locked on your face the entire time you andapos, re-answering, and when you finally look away first, you catch her still watching you a second later. Something in her is quietly thinking, "Anquoti don't andapos, want to look away yet." Anquote. And when you notice that lingering gaze, something shifts in the whole interaction. The air between you gets a little charged, without either of you saying a word. Tatantapos, just the beginning, because eye contact rarely shows up alone. This is where it gets really interesting. The body doesn't andapos, just angle toward you by accident. Most people assume body positioning is random, that where someone points their shoulders or feet has nothing to do with how they feel. It has everything to do with it. The body is one of the most honest parts of a person, because it moves before the conscious mind edits it. When someone is drawn to you, their torso, their feet, their knees quietly orient in your direction, even in a crowded room, even when their face is turned towards someone else. Watch for the contrast. A woman, who is nandapos, interested, keeps her body squared toward the group, feet pointed toward the exit, arms loosely crossed. Speak. A woman, who is interested, turns her whole upper body toward you specifically, even mid-conversation with someone else, her feet subtly pointed your way, like her body already knows where it wants to be. Her mind is on the group conversation, but some quieter part of her is thinking, "Anquat, I want to be closer to him." End quote. And when you catch that kind of unconscious orientation, you stop needing her to say anything, because her body already told you where her attention actually lives. That pull toward you does nandapos, stop at her shoulders. It shows up in something even smaller, and this is the one most couples-to-be never figure out until much later. The small self-soothing touches, hair, neck, collarbone, Most guys either miss these completely or misread them as nerves that have nothing to do with them. But here Andipos, what changes everything once you understand it. Self-touch during conversation, especially around the neck, collarbone, or hair, is often a sign of nervous system activation. And when it happens specifically, while she and Apos is talking to you, that activation is usually about you. Picture the difference. Nervous, disinterested self-touch looks closed and protective. Arms wrapped tightly, hands tucked away, body braced. Attracted self-touch looks almost delicate. Fingers grazing the back of the neck, playing with a strand of hair. A hand resting lightly at the collarbone while she talks. Her chin tilting slightly as she does it. Her body is quietly registering. Unquote. He makes me a little nervous. In the good way. Unquote. Not louder laughter, not more compliments. Not trying harder to be entertaining. Just noticing that small, unconscious gesture is often worth more than anything she could say out loud. And there Andipos, one more layer to this. The thing that happens with time itself. Here Andipos is the part almost nobody explains. The way she manages the length of the moment. Most people think if someone Andipos interested, they Andipos. I'll obviously try to extend the conversation, make plans, keep things going. Sometimes the tandipos is true, but often tandipos is quieter than that. The deeper truth is that attraction often shows up as a subtle reluctance to let the moment end, lingering after the natural stopping point, finding one more thing to say, walking slower than necessary toward the door. Imagine the contrast. Someone who is nandapos, interested, wraps things up cleanly, checks the time, says goodbye, walks off at a normal pace without looking back. Someone who is interested finds an excuse to stay 2 more minutes, asks one more question she didn't need the answer to, and glances back once before Shipos is fully out of sight. Read that again. That backward glance is doing more talking than most conversations do, and when you see her stretching a moment that logically should have ended already, you Andipos, watching her nervous system quietly vote to keep you around a little longer. That reluctance to leave usually pairs with one final subtle signal, the one that ties everything else together. This is where it gets really interesting. The mirroring. When her body starts moving like yours, most people have never even heard of mirroring, so they walk right past one of the clearest signs there is. But the deeper truth is this. When 2 people feel emotionally in sync, their bodies unconsciously start to match each other Andipos rhythm. She picks up her drink when you pick up yours. She leans in when you lean in. Her breathing slows to match your pace of speaking. Picture it happening in real time. You lean forward to make a point, and a few seconds later, without noticing, she leans forward too. You cross your arms on the table, and moments later hers rest in almost the same position. Itandapos, not something either of you is doing on purpose. Itandapos, happening underneath conscious thought. Something in her brain is quietly registering. Unquote. I feel connected to him. Unquote. Long before the thought ever reaches words. Speak. And once you start noticing mirroring, you stop second-guessing every other sign, because this one rarely happens with someone she feels nothing for. Not louder confidence, not more charm, not trying to perform a version of yourself you think she'll like. Just 2 nervous systems quietly falling into rhythm with each other, without either person consciously choosing it. So picture that same coffee table again. Her knee turned toward yours, her eyes holding a half-second too long, her hand drifting to her collarbone as she laughs. The way she's in no rush to check her phone or the time. None of that was ever a coincidence, and none of it was ever something you were imagining. This isn't a checklist you run through to catch someone off guard. It's learning to trust what your eyes have been quietly picking up on the whole time, and becoming someone who's present enough to actually notice it. Attraction was never hiding in what she said. It was already speaking through everything she wasn't saying. If you want to know what to actually do once you notice these signs, how to move the moment forward without overthinking it, that's the video I made right after this one. Wherever you are in this right now, you're not imagining it, and you're not too late to start paying closer attention.